What's up, people? Today I want to address something I hear very often, and I want to let you know that you're correct. You're right. Let's talk about it.
Here we go! It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time. I can see it. I can feel it. Time has come now to reveal it.
So I want to let y'all know that y'all correct. You are not your ancestors. Your ancestors actually stood for something. Your ancestors actually had morals and values. Your ancestors actually wanted to be husbands and wives and raise families even though they couldn't. Your ancestors actually wanted to get an education and valued education because it was something that they weren't privy to or didn't have the opportunity to get. Your ancestors actually carried themselves with class and dignity and pride in the face of injustice, in the face of being beaten, in the face of having their families destroyed, ripped apart, and sold out from under them. Your ancestors actually invented things, invented a lot of the things that we use today. Your ancestors were actually smart. They built things with their bare hands. Your ancestors actually built thriving communities on their own. Even though they got bombed, they still built them on their own. Black Wall Street, Rosewood, one in New York, I can't remember the name of it or whatever. Your ancestors actually knew how to band together and stand together to accomplish something for the greater good. Your ancestors actually believed in it takes a village to raise a child. Your ancestors actually believed in having something and building something for themselves instead of just being consumers of goods. Your ancestors did more with less. I should make this into a spoken word piece. This actually came from a t-shirt that I saw some years ago where the t-shirt said, "I am not my ancestors, you can get these hands." And I thought the t-shirt was cool at first. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like, we ain't gonna just sit down and take it. We gonna fight back, this, that, whatever. But fast forward to 2020, with everything that's going on in the world, with everything that has happened thus far, I started thinking that that's actually a pretty stupid t-shirt. Well, actually, it's a great t-shirt, but it's great for all the wrong reasons. It's a great t-shirt because it speaks to the truth. You are not your ancestors. So what, you could throw your hands. So what, you could fight. So what, you can run your mouth and say some stuff. What are you actually doing? So what, you got a good head game. So what, you got WAP. What are you actually doing to add value to the world? What are you actually doing to add value to your community? What are you actually doing to add value in your own household? Our ancestors believed in God. Our ancestors taught their children Negro spirituals, things that they could hold on to in time of trouble. Not all this ratchet music that y'all listen to and promote today. They didn't degrade their women. They actually protected their women to the best of their ability. So, you're right. Y'all not y'all ancestors. But I am my ancestors. And that's why I launched a t-shirt and tank line that says, because of my ancestors, I am. And you pick your own word. Mine says, I am revolutionary. My daughter says, one of my daughters says, I am brave. Another one of my daughters says, because of my ancestors, I am fearless. My mom has a tank that says, because of my ancestors, I am resilient. Because of my ancestors, I am beautiful is another one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't discredit your ancestors. Without your ancestors, you wouldn't be. And I ain't even just talking about ancestors that came through chattel slavery. I'm talking about the ancestors, our indigenous people that were here first. Like, we're indigenous to this land. A lot of people don't know that. We're indigenous to this land. I learned that from my husband. We were here before all this, slavery and all that stuff took place. We were here, and we were a regal people. And so, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop with the trying to tear down the ancestors and talking about slavery sounded like a choice. I mean, somebody tried to break that down to me. And I kind of get it, but I don't really fully subscribe to it, because you can't think in 2020 with an 18. You can't with a 2020 mind. You can't fathom what an 1800s mind was thinking. You can't. And then you got people that are born with different spirits inside them. So you got people that are more docile. You got people that are revolutionary. You got people who, you know, approach things in different ways. And so to say it was a choice, I don't agree with that. You know, you had the revolutionaries, you had the Nat Turners, you had the Harriet Tubmans, and, you know, the other revolutionaries. But then you had the docile ones who chose to stay because they were afraid, because they didn't know, you know. But in any case, we need to stop discrediting those who came before us, because they paved the way. Now, the only thing that I will say is, I believe personally that separate but equal would have been better. Martin Luther King said, after the movement was already in place and things were going through, that he feared that he had integrated his people into a burning house. And that is exactly what has happened. Like, if y'all take a look at the state of the world today, the black people, the black population in general is messed up. We were better when we were separate. Separate but equal is what should have been fought for. The integration has hurt us. It has killed us. Yeah, it's some good things that have come out of integration, but as a whole, integration has killed us. Real talk. But y'all chime in on y'all comments. Let me know what y'all think. It's Cole's Porch. I'm signing out.